What's going on, everyone? Costi with PickDawgz, episode number 40, with a special guest today, Micah Smith. As always, we have Eric Pathy on the show. This is our 40th episode, Eric. We are coming up on our 1 year, being here every single Thursday at 1 o'clock. What's going on, Eric?
So it's my 40th year, my 40th episode.
Wow.
I've been doing it 40 years. That's my 40th episode.
Crazy. 40 years. Wow.
How about this? I first met Mike in 2012. Think about that. You were kidless.
Yep.
Think about that.
Yep.
Kidless. Not anymore.
A lot has changed.
We were just talking before we came on the air about crypto, and one of the subjects I wanted to get into.
Kidless.
Huh?
Still, this is. I have about 4 more episodes, I think, for me to be kidless.
We hope.
Could be 2, could be 5, could be 6.
As a matter of fact, just I don't know if you knew the birth weights of your kids, Micah, but it's fun. It's funny. My son, he's he's like 6 foot, 215, 220 pounds, and we went over to my mother's house last week, and she pulled the documents, and I was 3 pounds 2 ounces. Like I can't, because I was telling Costi, he's assuming when he's going to be a father.
You were 3 pounds. Wow.
Well, he's a twin.
I'm a twin.
So that's
twins.
Yeah.
He was 4 pounds.
I got you.
Like I say, he's and his wife's a twin, and his mother's a twin. That's interesting. Your wife's a twin and an identical twin, and your mother's an identical twin.
Wow, that's cool.
Now, your mom and I can tell the difference between your mom and your aunt, but
you can now. In high school, like I have pictures of them in high school standing next to each other. You can't tell the difference.
Really? Mm-hmm. And what about your wife and your sister-in-law?
When they're younger, couldn't tell the difference.
And now?
Now you can.
Well,
I don't think they're not identical. Maybe I don't understand the term. I think they're fraternal.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're identical twins, because the identical twins, like, you literally can't tell the difference.
Right.
They dress the same. They date the same guy. All that weird shit.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, we were talking about crypto before we came on air, and then we'll get into more sports betting content. But since we're all crypto veterans, because we've been using crypto to fund sports books forever, how does that affect your business, Micah, when you have all these people that are constantly using it as a means of transacting money from book A to book B, from book A to, whether it's offshore, whether it's local credit, and then you have, in the old days, you would just hold it because you didn't care, you just keep it in crypto. Is everybody now like paying off their debts in crypto and then converting it right to USDC?
I thought, but when what did it, about a couple of weeks ago, it went from like 80 to 60 or something like that. Right. I got a lot of betting groups that were like messaging, because I was trying to send them Bitcoin to pay them, and it was like, no, I just lost fortunes. Like, everybody was crying.
Or they didn't want to take the Bitcoin.
Like, what are y'all doing? like they were just holding Bitcoin, which I think is a great long-term play years from now. But most when I get it, I'm converting it over at this point, just from like research that I've read.
And I mean, unless you know, but I wonder if these sports books, like the famous ones that accept crypto and promote pay through crypto, I wonder, Bitcoin specifically, I wonder if they hoard the Bitcoin, or they're kind of like, wow. Because imagine a guy sends 100,000 in Bitcoin to fund his Bet Online account.
Yeah.
And then they go and they put 100,000 US dollars into the guy's account.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering what these departments decide. Do we just, because they probably are, unless they're up so much money from the beginning of hoarding.
Yeah, it's possible.
Maybe. I mean, but you could correlate that to not even sports books, just a lot of people in general.
Right.
Are they holding, or are they hoarding it, or are they selling it? Are they buying dips? I mean, that's just in general, because this Bitcoin specifically, none of these meme coins, so many people along the way have gotten rich from them. but did they actually cash them out?
Yeah.
Or did they hold and have this paper account with the money in it that they thought their net worth was this much, and now it's dwindled to 50% of that 6 months later? I don't know what the sports books do. It's an interesting question. I mean, would think
legal sports books don't accept crypto, which is
not legal. I'm talking about the
No, I know. I'm saying, like, originally when the FanDuels and the DraftKings of the world opened, I thought it was stupid they were losing business by not accepting crypto.
Why?
Just because you got people that just want to fund their accounts with crypto, their wives.
I think everybody wants to fund their accounts with crypto because they can't legally fund it with their U.S. currency. The easiest way to fund anything, which is usually the safest, is through a third-party debit account, where like the way FanDuel and DraftKings does it, because it's instant, it goes in and out, you're not paying fees, and it's a much safer option. Now, with crypto, you obviously have you have to have the wallets, and then you're paying fees along the way, but that's the only way that they could fund their accounts. So I don't know. I do think it's interesting that FanDuel recently came out with, you're not allowed to fund your sports books with credit cards.
Yeah.
Well, that's forever, right?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Just recent.
Like when I won that DraftKings contest, that 50,000 NFL contest, 400, like I did it all through credit card.
Really?
I wanted the points. I was like, that's going to be 50,000 points. It took me like 2 months to do it too. I started funding in June to get it all in there.
But see, you're coming from the pro side, and you're looking at it, how can I make more of my money with entering a contest, which eventually you ended up winning. But
I think that's smart. I really think that's smart. Do you guys disagree? I think this goes helps
cut it out,
like for getting rid of credit card deposits.
100%. I think it puts people in categories where there's money that they can't afford to lose.
That's right. Yeah, I agree.
And it's just like anything else where people rack up credit card debt. But I just think with sports betting, you're doing it at a much more rapid pace than, going out spending it at bars, a couple $100 a night. And then you're putting 5,000-10,000, then you're chasing because the money's actually, you don't have to have the money in your possession.
I've done it.
And you're chasing. Yeah, you've done it. I mean, for those that don't know, Micah had an experience during his college career where he loaded up credit cards and was underwater with the sports betting as a recreational bettor. And you could tell the story because you've only been on the show once, but how did that what made you say enough from being a recreational bettor to wanting to be a pro?
To be dead honest, like I never said enough. Like that was a massive problem. Like even all of that story where I lost all that money, didn't have a job. I'm in college. I'm playing baseball, doing this stuff, I never quit. Like when I said enough was enough, I mean, dead honest truth is when I met David Miller. Like when it made me see the game differently at that point. But if I didn't meet him, like, I don't know, like I maybe still be that doing the wrong things,
Well, expand on that for the viewers. So what did he make you see differently?
Well, most guys are 2 to 3 game bettors on a weekday per night. On the weekends, maybe you'll do 5 or 6 or 10. But when I saw him betting like 100 games in like 3 days, and I'm like, he keeps saying I can't go to Red Rock but one time in 24 hours. I'm like, why? Like anybody else could walk in there and go bet whenever they want. Like it kind of turned an eye when it's like him and Eddie. I mean, Eddie's probably the best. Eddie T's probably the best gambler gambler in the world. Like one of the best, right, in the world. Just knowing an advantage of everything. Like those guys were just.
Yeah, the conversations I had with him were like way over my head.
Mass crazy volume, man. Just like, and I'm like, here I'm trying to sweat one game, like my life depending on it, and they don't even know what bets they got.
Well, so I was talking to a client yesterday, and he said my stock trading account is handled by my financial advisor. It could go up 20,000, down 20. I don't even care. He said, but since I got involved with your cruise, man, I can't sleep. I'm up all night checking that. I'm like, why?
I used to be like that too. Yeah.
Like, dude, I look at all these games. I ain't got time to check all these scores.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, one of our biggest clients, I won't say his name, the guy on the group text with me and you, Micah.
Oh, yeah.
The one you help him with his account. He sent me a text this morning. He said, sorry, I haven't reached out to you in the last couple of days. I've been hunting. How we doing? He has no idea. Doesn't care at all. The guy's moving millions of dollars.
What was he hunting? Did he say what he was hunting?
Well, I don't want to say the state he is on.
Okay.
I want to keep this guy completely. But you know where he lives.
Wild boar.
Maybe.
Wild boar. Yeah.
But I mean, can you imagine? His exact text to me this morning was, he said, "This is a guy who probably moves more than any client we have."
Yeah, he should. That's just small.
He says, "Sorry, man, hunting with some customers. How we do?"
How we do.
I think I had like 500,000 up last night. He says, "Sorry, man." First is the guy that's sweating one game. So let's get back to this, because this you'll appreciate. So on my base product, my Dime Club product, which I do the YouTube videos for every day here on PickDawgz. If you watch today's video, since last Monday, February 9th, I'm 12-0, playing 1 game to 2 games a night. And I'm trying to explain to these guys not to get excited.
Mm-hmm.
In the big scheme of variance, it means absolutely nothing. Where a traditional handicapper would be upselling that he's 12-0, and he'd be, I'm 12-0, I'm 12-0, jumping up and down in front of his fake rented, Ferrari, and I'm 12-0, pay me now. We know all these guys, how they market. And I keep saying in my videos, it's nice, but you're going to make your money with volume. So why don't you expand on that? Because I say it, but your way of communicating it's different. You live it every day. The 12-0 in 8 days versus the 200 games this evening.
Yeah. I mean, all we care about is, like the number one thing is, I guess, do you have an edge? And then how much volume can you get down with that edge, right? So depending on the website, like I just know if I have a certain website that's given to us that we're going to get mass amount of volume, because they have no delay, meaning no spin on the submit button. They offer a million different sports. Like we're going to get a sick amount of volume, and I know that account will have very few losing weeks, right? If they give us a metallic that has a freeze on it, and we can only get 20 bets in a week, like we could legit lose like 2-3 months straight,
Repeat. I wish we could do graphics. You could lose 2 or 3 months straight.
Yeah. Psychologically,
how does that matter?
Yeah, you got to have I don't know if the number is, Ant always says 2,000, but I think me and David more like 1,000 different bets to make that 10%, 5%, 8% play out, right? Like think of 1,000 different blackjack hands in a casino. Like that card counter will maybe get his 1.5% edge played out, or whatever the edge is. But yeah, volume's important. It's the most important. Like if you want to continue to be in business, like it's very important. Yeah.
I always say, because we offer various amounts of products, and the products to us, and I think it's the industry itself ranks outside of the PickDawgz ecosystem. When you go and you see all this Instagram marketing or whatever, and you see these handicappers, they rank games based on, these are my big games. These games are bigger, right?
Yeah.
With us, it's completely different. We rank our programs based on volume. So if you're the cheaper the program, the less volume, meaning less groups, we feel comfortable tagging to your portfolio.
Right.
So like you, for example, you have I call it a recreational product, There's a product that you offered on President's Day where somebody could purchase a month at a very low entry point.
Yeah.
And when I explain to the client that calls, because I handle all your inbound clients that are calling, and they say, what's the difference? I said, well, the difference is if you're getting games the day of through a members area portal, if you're buying this cheap entry point product, you're only getting a small fraction of the availability of the lines because a lot of the games that we bet happen to bet the night before where we're getting the best closing line. You're obviously going to get more volume if you're on a direct feed on our Telegram channel that you and David run versus you just getting a couple games a day of. And I think psychologically, this industry has given the client that is not a greenhorn, somebody that's been around for a while, doesn't understand the difference.
Yeah.
He just thinks everything should be the same. Everything should be cheap. Everything should be expendable. And what they don't realize is how much work goes in. I mean, David literally at 11:30 at night or 12:30 at night, or last night was a little bit later at 1:30.
5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes.
This guy is firing away games that he has literally his intellectual property that goes into that Telegram chat. People don't understand how effective it is.
Yeah.
And how much work goes into it.
He called me. I was taking my kids to school. He's still up. So he calls me.
This morning.
Yes, this morning. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like 7. No, what time? Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning, Eastern. He's still up.
So it was 4 a.m. his time.
Yeah. So you can imagine what his mindset is. But he was pouring his heart to me, man, about how long it takes him to do that work. Like he told me it took him 6 solid hours of college basketball work just to find. I think he gave out 5 plays or whatever it was on Telegram. But he was.
I believe it. I mean, we have a guy on our channel. You know him, Big Al McMorty.
No, yeah.
He spends hours.
Yeah.
8 to 10 hours a day.
Well, that's the thing. Even when they lose, if they're running as
running bad,
the work is the same.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, like Al will turn his ringer off, and I won't be able to reach him for 20 out of 24 hours, and he's like, "Sorry, I was doing the work."
Yeah, doing the work.
Sleeps during the day. Runs because just like D Mill, he's running. He's got to be able to work at night when those first opening lines come out for college basketball. For
crazy is they're never against each other. They could be on the same side.
Crazy.
But I think systematically, when it comes to sharps, they have the same mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like different sharps have more systems and more ways that they find other games, but very seldomly are they on opposite sides.
Like they don't even know each other. I sit there and see both their games. It's like either different games or this. And if they have the game, they're on the same side of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, this is the case study that I've done this year. I haven't even told you this, Eric. So Dave puts out the games at
midnight,
and his line compared to Al that he puts out a game, or another sharp that puts out a game early in the morning that's on the same side, is worse, obviously. Correct. Because the morning of, and for that reason is because a couple of our sharps, including Al, can't actually get games down until 10 or 11 a.m.
Right.
There's no value for him to put out prices the night before. You can't get money down.
Right.
So the spread is worse. And I've done a case study. Even with the worst line, only a 3% win-loss difference.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you would say, Micah, you're getting a worse line. Why would you do that? Absolutely not. So, because we don't instruct clients to ever buy points.
Yeah,
so
no. I wouldn't.
The worst line, we're still telling them to play it.
Yeah. I think. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I was saying is, with the morning group that has the worst line, because they release it that line, we release it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dave's group is getting it the night before. And even though there's 2 different groups giving out the same game and one has a worse price, at the end of so far, I've been running this case study for the entire college basketball season. It's not at all that much of a difference. If the game wins, the game wins. It doesn't really come down to the number nearly as much. with this small sample size.
Right. And I think it depends on the size of his edge too. It just
So, like for instance, he has specific systems that have certain edges, right? And he has that rating system from 1 to 10 on his one system. Like you telling me the other day. Oh, what's up, Dimitri? What's up, Dimitri? Dimitri's another one. You slash through all his accounts.
Great guy.
Gave me some good restaurants to hit. Yeah, I hit Legal Seafood when I was in Boston in the summer. Here's the interesting thing is, like he was telling me, I have a system, and he's like, it's 28-4 this year, and every client's gotten every game. And I'm like, why don't you just he's like, because you need the volume.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's 28-4, but he's not up that much because the smaller, but you have to play out everything. So, that old, I don't know how many times you've watched the 60 Minutes interview with Billy Walters, but I'll rewatch it from time to time with your syndicates, do you do what Billy Walters does, which is the bigger the edge, the bigger the bet? I mean, he's not betting the same on every game.
I give you a great example. I mean, Super Bowl 5 minutes before it starts.
Okay.
I get a message from a guy I highly trust. He's the type of guys that has like, he doesn't have a lot of volume. He's a prop better, but like he gave me the Carson Schweizinger or wherever you say his name, defensive rookie of the year. Like he has solid numbers. He texted me. I can't say exactly what he said because I want to give his edge away. I know the first song of halftime. I know that Lady Gaga is performing. A long list of why he knows. And I'm like, okay, well, where can I bet this? I'm going to look on Pinnacle, and it's the game's about to start in a minute. It goes off the board. I'm like, dang it. So I go, well, no, this is like the game's about to start.
But the bets are for halftime.
Yes, correct. And I'm like, dang, I can't do it. And let me go check Cow Sheet. Oh my gosh, it's loaded. They can. So I go to Cow Sheet. I'm like asking, okay, because I'll give. He's not real network as far as getting down a lot, so I'll help him, and I'll give him like half my bet. Then he told me how much he wanted. It was like $5,000. And I'm like, well, dadgum, if it's a sure thing, why don't we only bet 5,000? So I put 10 on it because I wanted 5. Then I was like, do you want any more? He's like, no, I don't want any more. I'm like, damn. So I just clicked 10. Again, I'm like, I was just amazed that they would take that much money on a halftime song, right? It was sick. Like there was like $500,000 in trading on just the song. But I mean, obviously, if you got a bigger edge, and like we were massively on Georgia a couple nights ago to be against Kentucky. The guys was just telling us like this is a bigger edge. I always bet more on those, and then I always regret why didn't I bet more, But you still got to stay within your means. Obviously,
right. You don't get mad if you lose because
you can't go crazy too. But like you got to be okay losing the money, obviously. But
so tell everybody how the predictive markets helped. I mean, you don't have to tell anybody anything. You told us how the predictive markets helped you with golf a couple of weeks ago.
Oh no, that's made it. I bet a lot of golf, outrights, and it's even if you have a.
By the way, you gave me 3 bets for the Super Bowl props, and we went 2 out of 3. So the ones you gave me, they were good. We had no.
I'm more intrigued about this golf.
Come on. I bet a lot of outrights. Even if you have.
He wants you to help his golf game. He don't care about the betting.
Outrights are not helping my golf game.
No, it's not. No. I am taking lessons again, but anyways, I mean the golf betting,
Well, so like you remember how I got limited? You gave me that golf. I hit it for 40,000. I made 1 bet, and they basically said, "Here's your 40, goodbye," and they shut my account down.
Right.
But you're basically saying with Kalshi, that's never going to happen, or any of these.
It's easier. Like I don't have an unlimited bankroll, but it's easier. It's like if a golf outright's about to pay me, for example, for round numbers, 100,000, and that's a big boost to a bankroll, right?
Right.
But 50 also is too, right? So if it's down between one or two golfers in the past, like I could never hedge. I'm in Georgia. I don't have legal books here. Like I can't even text. How can I send you, Eric, who's in Baltimore, go bet 50,000 for? How do I even send that to you? You know, it's not possible. But Kalshi does allow you to mass. I mean, I can hedge anytime I want to now.
How do you fund? Have you been? What's the method of funding those accounts? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they take.
Now, when you get a large amount down, that means there's got to be somebody on the other side willing to take that bet.
Yeah. And the price may not be a good price. I mean, it could be Rufus, for example, taking that bet. Like they are the risk takers guys. Like they price a lot of golf on there, but they got massive bankroll, so they don't mind taking that because they know in the long run that bet I'm making is probably a negative, but it's also like, okay, but this is a big boost to my bankroll, right? I think you got to weigh both sides of that. As far now, if it was to win like a few grand, I'm not hedging, you know. I'm just saying. But if you were to win 100, 50 is a big boost, man. You know.
What was that? I forgot what. So a couple of weeks ago, the outright that you had,
Matsuyama, yeah.
And then what would have that paid if he would have won versus what the hedge was that you couldn't?
It was going to pay 100, right?
Oh, okay.
Was that when Goddard won and
Goddard won in overtime? I got him like 15-1. Just between basically it was between him and Matsuyama at that point. And Matsuyama still had like a shot lead. I thought I'm going to put a few thousand at 15-1.
So okay, got it.
To win 50, for example. So. Like last week, we had Morikawa too. Like it's been a good run so far on golf. I did hedge a little bit. I can't remember Minwoo Lee. I think it was down between them two just a little bit, but he was like Morikawa was like -500.
Basically, the predictive markets are definitely a good addition for clients that are listening to add to hedging in situations where they can hedge.
If you get millions of dollars in bankroll, obviously, who cares about 50 grand at that point? But
right.
But it definitely it's a good thing to have.
So basically, like back to you saying I'm in Georgia. So basically, these prediction markets, now you basically can make a claim it's legal in every state, even Georgia, because you can bet on prediction markets.
Yeah, and I had like a lot on the Seattle kicker, like to win like $300,000 on the Seattle kicker to win MVP, right? And at the end of the game, like I'm watching Kalshi, I'm like, he ain't gonna win, but Sam Darnold ain't winning it either, right? I mean, Kenneth Walker had it locked up, right? And I was able to like, okay, 200 or let's bet 40, which they took on Kenneth Walker. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's definitely helped. But he was like 7-1 that the kicker was. Like, he ain't winning. I wish he would, but 7-1's not going to win. I mean, he's not going to win. The kicker doesn't win. But,
do you know if you had that ticket, you would be the first ticket in history to have a kicker win the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, but what if it was like 19-0? He made all the points. You know, he may have won at that point. I don't know.
Maybe.
Kenneth
Walker didn't have a touchdown. He had 140 all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
I thought at the end that it was a holding call, but where he sprinted, would have hit the over because coming from one of our big groups had the over large, and he actually didn't even go down. Yeah, because at that point, Kenneth Walker, not knowing there's a holding penalty, goes down. The game's over, but he decided not to go down and run in the end zone.
Yeah,
and of course they called it back for holding. But that's even more reason to say that you shouldn't have too much lopsided action of your bankroll on one particular game.
Right.
And most of these people are going absolutely insane on social media.
Yep.
I had the over. It's the NFL is scripted and they called that penalty. Who cares?
Right.
The point is you should never be lopsided on any particular game where it matters so much where you can't go to sleep.
You mean Brad and Dimitri are both in my dime club? They're martingaling my 12-0. No, I'm just joking.
Are they?
Do you imagine if you were what would you start with 1,000 and you martingale and you're 12-0? I don't even.
You mean like double your bet each time or something?
Yeah, so I wonder where you'd be at. You'd have to use a prediction market. You'd have to use it.
I also went to
Are you using Polymarket or in
I
Georgia?
haven't got into it yet. I need to. I also went to the Mercer basketball game, which is like 30 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go there. I got Kalshi put on courtside, right? So like and you can courtside Kalshi is well known. Like they don't have a delay. Like I went to the game, so if you went to the game, and as soon as that bucket hits needs to be a 3-pointer, right? 3-pointer is more valuable later in the game, obviously. As soon as that bucket goes in there, I mean, you got like 5 seconds before the line moves, right? You can hit them real quick, right? Problem, it was a Mercer game. The limits were only like 400 or 500. But if you were at a bigger game,
you drove to like Georgia,
Maryland, like a Maryland game,
yeah. Right. Constantly, we may have to send you out.
Yeah,
I go to Coppin State. I go to Loyola.
Towson's right up the street.
Towson. I go to Morgan State. I go to UMBC.
Yeah.
Later in the game,
Maryland.
when you're doing that, just remember that. Don't do it too early.
Give me a little. Listen, if I don't hit traffic, you get to Georgetown.
So basically, if I put the headset on and
Georgetown plays where the Wizards play, so it's only I could take a train there in 40 minutes.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. That was my big joke last year.
When you're courtside and you're playing per point, or you're playing for the whole game.
Well, that was on the side at that game. I had the underdog on that one.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you can do totals, like you can do quarters. You know, you can do all that stuff. Now the side and totals know how to give you a bigger limit, but
so it's definitely funny.
For those wondering, I'm going to plug this. Some of the best protein.
Okay. Slate. Oh, I've seen those. I've seen those advertisements.
42 gram.
Nice. I'm drinking creatine.
You're drinking creatine?
Yeah.
Have you tried the creatine gummies?
I haven't, man. I've seen them though. I thought about it.
You just mixed it. I have the powder. You just toss the powder in.
Just sometimes I'm just like, I just don't want to make a shake.
I just do it with water.
I know. Just like sometimes I just.
No, I get it. Just pop it in your.
I mean, I have it here with the peptides. I mean, Brad's in here. He knows the deal. I'm still to this day, Brad, I am taking every single vitamin you suggested to me.
Yeah, I am too.
I didn't take them yet. I brought them in.
Sorry, Brad. I'm like too ADHD. I get up so
to a point now. It's a little crazy because I've added a couple that are not vitamins, but it's just like it's a lot. I mean, I'm taking like 12 or 13 a day.
Yeah,
maybe more.
You're gonna need to take a lot more after that baby's born.
You're gonna have to get some glasses, man, to make sure your sleep's important at that point.
What's the glasses for?
I wear these during the day.
That's the blue eye, baby.
This is the true dark, and I have red light at night. I wear around the house like an idiot.
You
gotta get smart. You gotta get one for all the kids, where they're all you guys.
Oh, they have them.
Oh wow, that's good. I need a picture of that. All of them.
They have them. They're watching their iPad like late at night.
And you got them wearing the glasses. That's funny.
What, it helps them go to sleep?
Like with melatonin production, like if you got a screen up to your head, like right at 10 o'clock at night, like your brain's thinking you should.
Here we go. I don't even know what this is.
You get
Atafans.
I don't know.
Is that for me or the baby?
I don't.
Definitely for you.
Shoot, so Macon 2 days ago, Macon is.
Of course.
The Penn Gaming bought the Macon Mall for $20 million.
Oh,
casino, yeah, and it's not even legal here.
Yeah, so they must know something that you don't know.
Yeah,
that's
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you guys, anybody.
By the way, I was reading an article. Big thing is blackjack clubs in L.A. and they were saying they're going to outlaw these blackjack clubs, and it's going to kill all the businesses. Because blackjack's been legal forever in California, in Southern California, where you wouldn't have to go to Vegas, but you could only play blackjack.
Oh, really?
I think blackjack and poker, and I think they're out there. I guess maybe they got heat. People are trying to push. Maybe the legalized sports books are trying to come in there, build casinos, but they're trying to get rid of all these. The whole thing is crazy because, like you said, I'm looking at Kalshi right now. Basically, they've found a loophole to basically bypass all the bullshit, so to speak.
See how long it lasts. I don't know. Yeah.
So when I'm looking right now and I'm looking at Kalshi and I'm looking at
you say that, but Polymarket's a federally traded.
Yeah. So they have a U.S. site and an overseas site. You know, the U.S. site, obviously, you can do the overseas site versus a VPN.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine that's a lot of our accounts now. He uses the overseas site so he don't have to pay, so he can bypass taxes. You know, you're gonna get a tax form. You bet on Kalshi, obviously.
But are the odds like right now? I'm looking. Rory McIlroy at the Invitational Genesis is 12 cents. Scotty Scheffler is 24 cents. Yes, 70. I don't like. Are these prices commensurate with the sports books? They better? They worse? Like right now, if you wanted to make the same bet.
No, I got a good number on someone of the golfers on Kalshi this week.
I mean, this is live right now while I'm talking to you.
Yeah, it's live. Yeah, correct. No, I'll be dead. I'm so dumb. I don't understand the cents thing yet. I'm so dumb with it. But you can set it to American odds now on settings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, once you create an account, like I can't comprehend it yet. Like, I've got
100 is the max payout. Remember, it's like when I was betting on the political markets, you're buying shares and the max payout is 100, right? So if you're saying no 70 cents, it's costing you 77 cents. It's basically like minus 177. The max payout's 200. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're putting up 77 cents on a note, but let's say it's 24 cents. It's like an underdog. Obviously, you're going to win 76 cents.
Mm-hmm.
The most
would make sense. Scheffler
you just take away the 120. Okay, you take it away.
Right.
It's 24
yes
cents.
Is 24 cents. No is 77 cents. Roy McIlroy, yes, is 12 cents. No is 89 cents. And then it'll change.
Higher means it's worse. That's a favorite.
Right. Both of them
you're laying big money for it to be no.
Right.
It's common that it'll be no.
Correct.
I think 50 cents is the equal.
It should be.
That's the median.
Like minus 100 plus 100 is 50 cents.
So that might be minus.
Which
I don't know how it works. Like what 60 cents is.
What I'm saying is at some point you might not even need all these accounts. You might be able to just be like Rufus and go in there and just bet all the sports.
Well, to me, in my opinion, that's tough. I couldn't do it. You need to be an originator, right? Make your own numbers and lines. And I don't have time and I'm not that smart, you need to be an originator to bet. Those guys are booking. Most of their action is taking bets on
correct.
Legally.
So basically, anybody can be a bookmaker now.
Legal bookmaker, correct. You put
if you take the lines off, you can go in there, provide liquidity into the market.
Yeah. But you have to be a sharp bookmaker because you don't want to. You want to take sides that you have an edge on long term.
Yeah, you can straight take Pinnacle's number and make it a few cents worse, and you're probably going to get filled, right? And have an edge long run just going off a sharp book like Pinnacle. Now, the thing you have to watch for with a lot of those guys,
because this is the same thing that Don Johnson does with the horses. He provides, provides the liquidity to the horse racing setting there, but he's originating the number.
Yeah, the big complaint about a lot of those guys is Kalshi not allowing a timer. So a lot of those guys get courtsided a lot. They leave games up there when either during a game time, or they forget to take. Let's just say LeBron James isn't playing for the Lakers, and they forget to take their bet down, and they leave it up. So
people hammer the other side.
People hammer. Yeah.
You mean they pass post, right?
Yes. As soon as that new underdog,
it's not really pass posting because it's your job to take. Yeah. Like I put up. I originate.
Wouldn't want to have a timer to take it down.
No, well, the timer's for courtsiding. You would think that Kalshi would have a timer. No, they probably will eventually. For
pregame.
Well, for live betting, like live courtsiding, like people that are betting like player prop overs and stuff like that. You would think they would have a timer, but yeah, if they don't take that bet down, and like if you follow Underdog NBA, Underdog MLB on Twitter, like that's their quick. They're really quick with news alerts.
Mm-hmm.
You can go in there as soon as somebody's out, go look at Kalshi and see if they moved yet.
It's funny. I had a new client that just joined. About an hour before the show, and he's in South Carolina. He only bets on Underdog.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah,
his odds were fucking terrible.
Don't bet there, man. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm talking about the line is 5 on the game. and he only has -3.5 or -7.5.
Well, and then price is bad too. It'll say -110, but when you click it, you got to pay the fee. It's actually like -115. Like it'll confuse you. I tried really hard on Underdog when it became legal in Georgia to bet Ants Group, right? They're all their place. I tried hard for like 4 months, and I never got one correct bet in.
But they don't even give you the actual price
Yeah,
of the going rate. Like
Yeah.
the global going rate on this game is 5, and they're only offering 3.5.
yeah.
Or
Are they a
7.5.
big sports book or a prediction market?
I
They're
think
a fantasy site.
Yeah, they're a fantasy site, but they're partnered with somebody.
Got it.
Yeah, they're not. So no, they're not a prediction market. They're actually taking the action.
They are taking it. Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be under like sweepstakes model.
It is under the sweepstakes model, I think.
Yeah.
Horrible odds.
Yeah.
And I've never really played around with it because we don't have it here in Maryland.
Yeah.
And I tried to understand, and it was like literally the line is 5. They say, all right, we'll give you -3.5, -190.
Yeah.
Or -7.5 plus 190. Like there's no actual, you can't actually get the spread on the game.
Right. Yeah. I even tried when DraftKings prediction became legal here. I tried that for 2 weeks, and it was rough. Like you can't even bet a college basketball game the morning of. Like somebody's got to put money into it.
So the big takeaway that I always say to people, and it's hopefully because I send our live podcast to every potential client that may never join, was an inquiry, whatever. The amount of knowledge that we have prior to you actually making a wager is the key to success of us setting you up for a smooth ride. Because most of these people call me, they're parlay bettors. They're guys that are very emotionally driven to make wagers. Like this guy that was, for example, that was on Underdog. He had a bet for 4,000, then he hit, then he took the 8,000 and he parlayed it and he turned it into 50,000.
Oh wow!
So now, and like now he's lost. He's had a drawdown of 60%. But he made the call, he subscribed, and he's listening to my guidance.
Good.
Most people don't at that point still have it's not that they are dumb. It's they've never been coached, just like in anything else in life.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can go to the gym and push some weights around, but if you don't have a formal structure, you're probably not going to get real results. You could show up to the gym every day and just push things around. It might help you a little bit, but chances are you're not going to really get the real results because you're not being personally trained by somebody. It's same thing if I had no idea about prediction markets, I would never just go into it blind. I don't need to take a financial loss to figure it out. I would hire or talk to somebody because coming from me, I've had enough lessons in life that I now know if I enter a new field that I want to be educated and taught before I jump in, whether it's with all these vitamins that we take and the tests that we took. And I would never just go on there and just randomly, I don't even really believe Google. It's just too much information. So there's a lot of uneducated bettors out there. And I think it's growing very, very rapidly, more so now than when we connected back in 2014. And it's really hurting a lot of people that don't know how to really have a successful route in this industry. And there's a lot of parlay bettors, man. I don't know what it is. I know it's exciting. I know it's the entertainment lottery, but man, these parlay bettors, these sports books are just getting so rich off of people parlaying. It's sickening. Yeah. No, and I'm one of those guys. During the Super Bowl, I had a blizzard of parlays.
Did you?
But it's fun. It's entertaining. It's like me clicking a slot machine.
Yeah, that's it.
Like I'm doing it because I'm expecting a huge payout. Now, the one sport, Mike, I do parlay and I've been really successful with is UFC.
Okay.
It's the only sport that I take it really serious when I take the double chance or I take the actual way the fight is going to finish. Because in the UFC, unlike boxing, a lot of it is styles make fights. So a certain wrestler fighting a non-grappler, the fight is only going to finish a certain way if he wins. So I usually take a favorite, I turn him into an underdog, I put him in the parlay, and I have 4 or 5 legs usually every week. And it's the only sport I've found a successful route of parlaying.
Yeah.
No other sport you could do that.
Right.
And that question for you, Micah, like a typical gambler will ask, from your perspective, what's the easiest sport to bet on, Micah? People ask me that all the time. What's the best sport to bet on? We know that I'll let you speak.
All right, mainstream sport, I definitely would say college basketball. For sure.
Right, but beside that, like if somebody said just like, I only want to bet one sport the entire year, like there's this perception of people that think they cannot, NFL is harder than college is harder than NBA is harder than tennis is harder than golf's harder than soccer. Like you're doing everything. Is there anything you don't bet on? You bet soccer, you bet golf.
We bet rugby a lot too. Yeah.
What's that?
Rugby. We bet a lot of rugby. A lot right now. We're betting a lot of college hockey. Been really good on certain.
What about the college baseball? Is that going yet? Or no?
That's just started.
I start getting the alerts on Don Best now. I'm like, I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
But like you said, last year I tried to bet him. The limits were so low.
Yeah, we need Cossey's boy to bet the big college baseball limits. But it depends on your account.
His account. I mean, his account. You know what? He finally, I think, got his VIP status back.
Oh, really?
The last guy?
Because they limited him, obviously, but then they took away his ability to get crowns.
We're talking about Mike or Andrew?
Mike. So he had his ability to get crowns, which he was a big enough player with his handle that he would have these insane trips.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Dave talks about when he goes on all his cruises.
Yeah.
The guy went to Italy on DK's dime for truffle hunting with dogs.
He did that?
He did that.
I want to know about that. Yeah.
They didn't find any truffles.
Really? Wow.
They said there's no guarantee. So they go out in the woods. They're mushrooms that grow underground. So they took them out, and I mean, they went back and they have a restaurant on the plantation or the reservation, whatever.
That'd be cool.
They had truffles there, but on the actual hunt with the hounds, they weren't able to find any.
That's pretty cool. He did it.
Then he did the UFC experience, which is front row seats at the UFC. What is that thing called? It's not the main arena. It's the UFC owns this only for fight nights. They own their own arena, and it's only like 500 seats. Very intimate.
Yeah.
Front row. I don't know why I can't think of it, but he did that. It was paid for, and then Friday night they gave him front row seats to slap fights.
Power slap.
It's power slap.
Yeah.
And then it was like all inclusive, so he did that. So I mean, that's the advantage of being a pro. Even when you're having a lot of spin on these legal accounts, take advantage of all these crazy bonuses.
Right. Obviously. Yeah. Bonuses are important. For sure.
Anybody, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, you want to ask Micah, you want to ask myself, you want to ask Eric, put it in the comments. Anything related to sports betting. Eric, my question to you is, what happened to the hats, man? You used to do the hats in every video.
Dude,
Micah, you haven't seen it. Remember when we used to go to Vegas back in the day, he would go to the fedora shop.
Dude, I went through every hat.
He did every video. He put on a new hat. The guy had, I think it was at least a month of videos.
Oh gosh.
I didn't know he had that many.
Yeah.
Or where do you store all of them?
They're all over there. Don't worry. I just looked at 3 more I might buy. I was negotiating with the guy on eBay.
But he used to actually wear them on the day they basically stopped.
Are you gonna let your beard grow back out the whole way?
Nah, honestly, I don't think so. I think I can't say no. I've already trimmed it once since I grew it out. Eric has a beautiful bald. Eric just shaved his bald head before he came on the air at the gym. Best thing I ever did. 13 years of shaving when I was 40.
Dude, I'm back. Look at this.
Nice.
What's back? I'm back.
What got you back?
I started taking it's like a pill it has I forgot the 3 different terminology. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, but it's from the company Hims.
Okay. Yeah.
And I take a daily pill every day. No side effects.
I've heard of that company. Yeah.
No side effects. Nice. And yeah, it's my hairdresser even said that he could see the hairs growing in.
So I pay $250 a month for my son. He's got some real hardcore stuff for his hair because he's like all about his hair at 20, and he started getting that male pattern baldness. So we got him to a dermatologist. I don't even know. I just know they auto bill my card $250 on the first of every month.
Same thing. I'm sure it's the same thing because I pay.
And like I said to his mother, my ex, I was like, let him shit. She's like, some people aren't like you. They care. I'm like, all right, I didn't care.
Well, he's also 21.
Right.
I mean, when you get to a point where you're 40.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Here, this is a funny. Even though I know this is not the show, Micah, who we take, Nets or Cavaliers?
I don't even know who. It's crazy. I have no idea who's playing tonight.
Oh, I know you don't. That's why I asked you.
I have no idea, man.
If you actually unique, if you go on the channel and click the morning show, which aired an hour or 2 hours prior, they go over the entire board every single day for absolutely free. Yeah. Or there's a free prediction of the Nets and the Cavs on the channel from either Brad or Ruffalo. So there's 2 videos. One is a live show. One is a 2-minute video. So check it out. We don't give picks here.
What would you do if somebody called you up right now, Micah, and said, family member, friend said, look, I have 10,000. I want to learn how to be a professional sports bettor. I'm not trying to make $1 million. I just want to make a little money on my 10 grand. What would you tell the guy with 10 grand to his name that he could go put into a sports book today? What would you tell him to do?
Learn top-down betting. Just learn the concept of it, because that'll train your mind how to look for edges and how to exploit even different markets. It'll just train you. Learn top-down betting. There's a service out there that a lot of different services actually that alert you on live edges, in-game edges that people are. It's called Bookie Beats. I don't want to plug somebody else.
Yeah.
It's called, but it's tougher now because they have a live. They alert you in-game live at this sports book. Like what was the other the props guy?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The props one that does it alerts you when edges are at certain books.
But most people don't. Our clientele, most people don't have the time to sit in front of the computer when the game.
That's why I never signed up for it, because it's in the evening with my kids and it's really tough. But in saying that, you want to learn top-down betting, are there services that alert you that these are live? Live's a big market right now. What these smart guys did, man, is a lot of guys figured out an API, like a bot that would beat that service's feed, right? And they got stupid rich on Kalshi.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. So I have a really good friend of mine he's a sharp. He does it more recreationally in terms of the bankroll liquidity that he puts into it. But he's in a Discord with 20 other sharps. And they're all very tech-driven, nerdy guys, right? Mm-hmm. And this one guy created a software where live betting, it alerts you, like you said, look, FanDuel is giving you a better rate. But when you click on the link, it automatically logs you into your FanDuel account, and you could, with that live bet.
Oh, tight. Oh, that's pretty tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy was on doing it on Kalshi.
So this is all for FanDuel draft, all live stuff. And this way it's like, boom, you're alerted. There is no more 10-second, 20-second delay by you having a filter on your screen. Where's FanDuel? You click the link, boom, it takes you right to your page with that bet up on the screen for you to bet.
It's quick. That makes it quick. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the tech-driven world that the sharps are in. Nothing that can be on the consulting side. This is, we're just talking for the sake of conversation of in-game, but we do offer from most of our clients don't want to learn how to fish.
Right.
They want to be provided on a silver platter, the easiest way for them to make money, but also have entertainment. Like the gentleman that Shane, that Eric was talking about, has a lot of money in the stock market, has a financial advisor, but he likes this because he actually gets entertainment from his investments, but he wants to do it the right way.
I'll say too, man, like if you had to tell me that you got to go learn top-down betting, like it's beatable, but the time it takes, it's a full-time job for East Coasters in the evenings, right? I don't have that kind of time to devote when you got a family, right? Now, if you're single, it's different. But so getting information is very.
It's also the lifestyle. If you're single, most people, unless they are introverts, where they're okay being by themselves every single evening, they don't have to surround themselves. Other people are like, I'm an extrovert. Like, I need to be around people for me to get fueled up. That's how I get juiced up, recharged. Right. When I'm around people, whether I'm playing golf, I'm very social. I enjoy it. If I was just sitting at home by myself every day, it would drive me insane. But there's certain people that are the opposite.
Yeah.
And those people do what you do.
Yeah.
Where they're originators, they're arbitrage bettors, they're guys that sit at home, they're completely content being at home by themselves in front of the screens from 7 p.m. till midnight.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm doing all the work right now at 2:00 in the afternoon. Like, I don't have time for that.
But you're pregame. I'm talking about, exactly. But you do this for a living. It's a little bit different. Some people try to figure out themselves how to do it. And there's a lot of people that have figured it out and they're able to make money with different situationally in these markets. But most of our clients, they want it the easy way. We have the products, which is fantastic. You have a amazing product that you offer for clients that want your Telegram channel where you're getting a direct feed to all the games overnight. There's a lot of things that we do that are very successful long-term, but there's also things along the way. I mean, we've been invested this past year with certain guys that are on the PickDawgz platform that had an off year. And that's just, if you look at it, what did he say? He had 33.
It's variance. We're talking about Al McMorty. It's fucking variance. He said he won 25 out of 33 years. Big fucking deal. Gives a shit.
Like, but that's the thing. We're honest about it. We come on here and say,
whining, crying, moaning. Shut the fuck up. You fucking were with him for 2 years prior. The guy was up fucking 1,000 units. The guy literally is like has a small drawdown. I mean, you tell me, what's the longest you ever seen Dave run bad for?
Well, think about this. See, when I talked to him this morning, he told me his record the past 3 years in college basketball was, I'm going to estimate what he said, 1,008.50 or something like that. I think about how many swings, 1,008.50, and 55% winners is like, that's worldly. That's like ungodly. You should be filthy rich, right?
But look at the swings that come along.
The massive swings, man. I'm talking some 2 and 25 streaks in there for sure. You know.
Well, it's funny. I bring this up when we close it. You know, we have about a minute left, but we had a client that came in from Dave's Instagram channel. Has been following Dave for very, very long time. He was actually part of the auction sweepstakes. So he purchased Dave's Telegram for the entire year for peanuts, pennies on the dollar. And I explained to him when we talked, I said, look, Dave has this, but really the portfolio of what's out there is much, much larger. With your size bankroll, I think you'll have more turnover if you have access to everything. It wasn't that he didn't, and I gave him the data, and I we had hours and hours of conversation of what would work and what wouldn't. And his takeaway to all of that said, everything is amazing that you do. Oh, no, I'll say it again. He was actually a client that you actually botted his bookie accounts before.
Oh, okay.
So his comeback to me was, well, I want the same deal. Do a rev share with me. Give me the plays for 6 months, and then I'll just pay you off a rev share. I'm like, it doesn't work that way, because with the botted accounts, it's week to week to week that you're collecting, and it's very different because you're not, there's no fat finger mistakes of, oh, you made a mistake with betting the wrong side, whatever.
Right.
But after all of that and how much success he had with you and the botted accounts, how he's followed Dave for years, his only takeaway for everything that he said to me, Dave went 5-17 last Saturday. That's a big drawdown for me. Yeah. He said, you're betting 1% of your $50,000 bankroll.
Yeah.
But it would be stupid for me to invest. He said, you're worried about one day with Dave? You just gave me the number, 1,850.
Yeah.
So, I'm a little cocky when it comes to Dave, and I protect him because he's one of my really close friends. And
yes,
it irritates me when people say things like that. So a week passed. Yesterday was exactly 1 week of him being on the channel. So since that 13-unit loss that he took on Saturday, Dave, in the same time span, is now in 1 week 24-17. So he completely flipped. So of course, I had to send him. I said, you know what? Maybe you're talking a little bit differently now when he's 24-7, and it doesn't even matter. It's been 1 week. Who cares? But the fact is, people are still hyper focused on individual micro bullshit that if Dave had to talk to these clients, he would absolutely lose them. If you had to talk to these guys, you would absolutely lose your mind. So we have the pleasure, Eric and myself, to be on the front lines. But so, John, when you're watching this video, shame on you. Shame on you. But with that being said, guys, man, quick hour of power as always. Micah, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you. I know, Micah, you're going to be in Vegas next month. Unfortunately, I will not, as I will be awaiting the birth of my baby girl. Yeah. So enjoy the Aria viewing party. Oh, you never mind. You guys don't even go to that.
I'll go.
You always say you do. No, you don't.
Yeah, I'll go.
You're there for an hour.
Yeah, an hour.
I'm there literally the entire time. I don't move.
We'll go. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Golf trips, craps tables, slot machines, food, and the viewing party.
Food, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, any last words, Eric?
I'm just going to keep my beautiful bald head beautiful. I'm going for 13-0 tonight. Everybody can martingale. 13-0 tonight. All these guys get excited about 13. You're playing 130 games tonight, Micah. They're obsessed about my 12 games. 12.
You're on a heater, baby. Keep it up.
And funny you say the best sport. I'd say 10 of the 12 were college basketball, and a lot of them were totals.
Yeah,
just remember that.
Nice.
All right, guys. Thank you again. We'll be back. We will be back next week, episode number 41. As always, 1 o'clock every single Thursday. Bring your questions, bring your content. Let us know what you think about what we do, how we can help you become 1% better. Have a wonderful day.
Peace.